As Perry Barr falls silent, we're faced with a familiar sorrow. For the second, and in all reality the final time, we say goodbye to greyhound racing in a corner of Birmingham that has given so much to the sport and meant even more to its people. In doing so, the sport ends a link with England's second city that has been in existence for almost as long as greyhound racing itself. The original Perry Barr Stadium, standing proudly on Walsall Road in Birchfield, first opened its gates in April 1928. That day, 15,000 eager racegoers poured in, drawn not just by the racing, but by the promise of something special. And Perry Barr delivered. Larger than Hall Green or King's Heath, it boosted the longest run-in in Britain, a test in 106 yards from the final bend to the line. It was a track that separated the good from the great. By the time it closed, its 500-metre record belonged to the formidable special account, a Derby runner-up and Scottish Derby champion. That alone says everything about its calibre. In 1976, Ladbrokes acquired Perry Barr and 6 other tracks, but by 1984 the story darkened. The company claimed the cost of its maintenance was no longer viable. By the narrowest of margins, 8 votes to 7, Birmingham Council gave the green light for a shopping centre to be built in its place. But it wasn't just a stadium that was lost. It was a community, a tradition, a way of life. While some tracks found another way, Crayford with a more compact reincarnation, Leeds rejecting the threat of development for decades, Perry Barr slipped away. Racing manager Jim Perkins moved to Chasewater. The trainers, like scattered ashes, dispersed across the Midlands and beyond. But the eternal optimism of hope that greyhound racing constantly calls upon came knocking on this suburban part of North Birmingham. In 1990, local trainer, businessman and lifelong greyhound supporter Maurice Buckland found the sport a new home. The Alexander Sports Ground, once the heart of Birchfield Harriers, became the new Perry Barr. Opening in the October of that year, familiar names returned. Gary Woodward led the early Chargers racing manager, soon replaced by Frank Baldwin, son of Tom, trainer of the legendary Model Dasher. The lineage, the spirit of the old Perry Barr lived on. By 1994, its kennels were overflowing once more, boosted by nearly 300 dogs from Norton Keynes. It felt like a renaissance. But greyhound racing is rarely allowed peace for long. When the GRA purchased the track for £4.2 million, optimism quickly turned to uncertainty. Within weeks, race nights were cut, trainers were let go, first 15 and then 40 more. Still the crowds came. In 2011, General Manager Martin Jennings proudly spoke of Saturday night audiences just shy of 1,000 people, with a tote of £20,000, the equivalent of nearly £35,000 today. Ownership changed hands again. Galliard Homes, then Arena Racing Company. Leaseholders came with promises, but the whispers of redevelopment returned. In March 2023, a secret pre-planning application to build on the land was uncovered. Days later, the announcement was made greyhound racing would move to Wolverhampton's Dunstall Park, and just like that, the end had a date. Yet memories live longer than concrete and steel. The Birmingham Cup, first run in 1939, became the track's crown jewel, its winners the stuff of folklore. During the war, a dog called Model Dasher won 28 times, earning £2,000 in prize money, a staggering £123,000 in today's money. He set records across the country and side champions before his life was tragically ended in a fatal accident. Monday's News remains the only dog to win both the Birmingham Cup and English Derby. Slaney Record, less famous perhaps, left a legacy even deeper, siring Hi There, one of the most influential stunt dogs in history. The competition's revival, after a lost decade in 2020, run in memory of the late Michael Lamb, added another 5 winners to its roll of honour. Perry Barr was more than a racetrack. It was a stage for legends. Mick the Miller raced there, so did West Park Mustard. The bitcher would eclipse his record of 19 consecutive wins, thanks in part to Perry Barr's famously long run-in. And when other tracks closed, Perry Barr stood strong, welcoming prestigious classics like the Laurels, the Oaks, the St Leger and the Scurry. It gained a reputation as one of the fairest tracks in the country, a place where the best could truly shine. More recently, Droopy's Clue wrote himself into the history books there, the only two-time St Leger winner, setting a 710-metre track record that will never be broken. Druid Say Go and Slick Sakina lit up the Oaks finals. Wyam's Sydney left his name in the record books and the hearts of many as the never-to-be-eclipsed four-bend track record holder and its final Laurels winner. Ryoka Rasheen, the last ever Scurry hero, will also forever hold the 275-metre track record, a permanent reminder of Perry Barr's speed and spirit. 4 times Perry Barr hosted Greyhound Racing's most cherished night, the Trainers' Championship, latterly Judgment Night, won with pride by Greyhound legends Charlie Lister OBE and Nick Sava, and more recently by its current hierarchy Patrick Janssens and Mark Wallace. Now the lights will go out again, but not the memories, not the thrill of the final bend, not the cheer of the Saturday night crowd, not the stories passed down from father to son, trainer to kennel hand, punter to punter. Perry Barr was never just bricks, grass and sand. It was a home, a proving ground, a cathedral of competition. Farewell to the Greyhounds, their trainers and owners, and to the staff that have given their all over the years. And while the stadium may soon be gone, the legacy of Perry Barr, both old and new, will echo far beyond its final race. A new chapter in West Midlands Greyhound racing will soon begin at Dunstall Park, the home of Wolverhampton Racecourse. But Perry Barr will live on in Greyhound folklore, its memories forever cherished.